For us was surprising. He came down, he took a racket, he's playing to her, he gives some tips to us.
Close your eyes for a second and just imagine this. You are 20 years old. You've spent months grinding on clay courts that feel nothing like home, chasing a surface that has never once been kind to you. And then one afternoon, mid-drill, mid-frustration, mid-everything, a man walks down to your court. Nobody called him. Nobody scheduled it. He just shows up. And that man is Rafael Nadal. Not a coach. Not an academy instructor. Rafael Nadal. 14 Grand Slams. 10 Italian Open titles. The greatest clay court player who ever picked up a racket. He watches you for a moment, and then he starts talking. Not about legacy. Not about inspiration. About your serve. About the mechanics. About the details. That is the world Alex Eala is living in right now, and that single moment tells you everything you need to know about where her career is headed and why Rome 2026 might be the most important 2 weeks of her life so far. Let me take you through this properly because the story here is not just about tennis. It is about a 20-year-old from the Philippines who is quietly doing something that has never been done before and doing it in a way that is impossible to look away from. 12 months ago, Alex Eala walked onto the clay of the Foro Italico in Rome and won exactly one game in the entire match. One game in 96 minutes against Marta Kostyuk. The scoreline was 6-1, 6-1. It was the kind of result that makes a player question whether a surface will ever belong to them. And yet here she is walking back through those exact same gates, not with her head down, not quietly hoping for better luck, but with Rafael Nadal's fingerprints on her serve and Tony Nadal building her clay strategy from the ground up. The same Tony Nadal who coached his nephew Rafa to every single one of those 10 Italian Open titles. Think about that lineage for a second. The architect of the most dominant clay court career in the history of tennis is now specifically assigned to fixing the one surface that has been Alex Eala's open wound. That is not a coincidence. That is a plan. But before we get into the plan, we need to understand the problem because the problem is real and her supporters deserve honesty before they deserve hype. Alex came into the 2026 clay season with genuine momentum. In March, she hit a career high of number 29 in the world. Number 29. The highest any Filipino woman has ever climbed in WTA rankings history. And then the clay arrived, and so did the losses. She dropped her first-round match in Stuttgart to Leylah Fernandez, 6-1, 4-6. She went to Madrid and lost in the second round to Elina Mertens, 6-2, 6-1. 2 losses. 2 clay courts. 2 opponents who exposed the same vulnerabilities. And the ranking slid. From 29 all the way down to 41 in a matter of weeks. Now, here is something a lot of people miss when they look at that number. The drop was not entirely about losses on clay. A huge portion of it came from the expiration of points she earned during last year's stunning Miami semifinal run, the result that put her on the global map, the match that made the whole tennis world stop and pay attention. Those points aged out on the calendar, and the ranking followed them down. That matters because it means the slide looks worse than the actual performance gap. But here is where it gets genuinely interesting and why the math of Rome is unlike anything she has faced this season. She has 10 ranking points to defend in Rome. 10. In Miami, she was defending 390 points. In Madrid, she was defending points from last year. In Rome, she is defending almost nothing because last year Rome handed her almost nothing. Which means every single match she wins inside the Foro Italico this week and next is pure ranking gain. Every round is addition. Nothing is subtraction. For the first time in months, the pressure has inverted, and she walks in carrying the lightest backpack she has had all season.
But the draw does not care about math.
The draw does not care about momentum or narratives or Netflix arcs. And the draw in Rome has put 3 specific names in that building who either beat her this season or broke her last year. Kostyuk is there. Fernandez is there. Mertens is there. 3 judges from her recent tribunal, and all 3 are back in the same courtroom. So, how does a player stand in front of that reality and still carry herself like someone who belongs? That question takes us back to Mallorca and the Rafa Nadal Academy, and a conversation her coach Joan Bosch gave to Tennis Up to Date that stopped me cold when I read it. Bosch has been with Alex since her junior years. He built her game from the ground up. He was in her player box for Miami. He coordinates daily with Tony Nadal now. When Joan Bosch talks about his own player, he is not running a PR campaign. He is reading off a blueprint he drew himself. And here is what he said about what they built during the clay swing preparation. Clay was where she was more raw, where she had more to improve. Now she is moving much better. She is sliding. And sliding does not come naturally to her. 4 sentences.
But
If you understand tennis, those 4 sentences are enormous. The inability to slide on clay is not a minor technical flaw. It is the difference between defending a rally and losing it in 2 shots. When Kostyuk dismantled her in Rome last year, the score told you the story. Eala could not construct points on that surface. She could not stay in exchanges long enough to use her weapons. The clay exposed her movement before her game ever got a chance to breathe. And now the man who built her game is telling the world that exact weakness has been rebuilt. And then there is Rafa, not Tony, Rafael Nadal himself. According to Bosch, the moment was completely unplanned. He came down because she is also left-handed. He watched her serve. He gave her tips. He came onto the court without anyone calling him, without any arrangement, and started helping. And later, he actually hit with her. Bosch used one word to describe what the academy environment felt like during that stretch.
NASA.
Not a tennis academy. NASA. Like they were working on something that did not have a category yet. Alex herself spoke about it with a kind of quiet confidence that should make opponents pay attention. She was at the Laureus World Sports Awards red carpet in Madrid, and someone asked her about clay and about Rafa, and she said, "Clay is more gritty, more physical than most other surfaces. Anything I can take from Rafa, I will take with pride." That is not a player hoping to survive on clay. That is a player announcing publicly that she intends to take ownership of it. And speaking of that red carpet, let me paint you that picture for a second because it matters beyond tennis. April 20th in Madrid. The Laureus World Sports Awards, one of the most exclusive rooms in global sport, surrounded by Olympic gold medalists and world record holders and legends of every sport imaginable. And walking into that room is a 20-year-old from the Philippines wearing a custom Filipiniana gown made from piña fabric, the most sacred traditional textile in Filipino culture, designed by her uncle Alex Eala and shipped from Manila to Madrid in a matter of days. She told the press exactly what it meant to her. She said she had always dreamed of wearing a Filipiniana on a red carpet. That this particular moment, Laureus, felt like exactly the right stage for it. The WTA posted that arrival on Instagram, and it pulled 78,000 likes and nearly 900 comments. She was not a guest at that event in the background hoping to be noticed. She was a feature. The room turned. Laureus does not invite trends. Laureus invites futures. And the future they invited walked in wearing the fabric of her nation and made an entire room full of sports royalty stop and look. From Quezon City to Dubai to Daly City, the Filipino community was watching that moment in real time, and they understood exactly what they were seeing. Manny Pacquiao said it in Tagalog on national television. "When I watch her, I am so proud because she is Filipino. We need many more like her." Think about the weight of that sentence coming from Manny Pacquiao. The Philippines has never had a tennis player carry this kind of flag into a tournament like Rome. And Rome has never had a player bring this particular story onto its clay. None of this erases the losses. None of it smooths over the scorelines in Stuttgart and Madrid, which even her most devoted supporters struggled to defend. Greg Rosetsky, the former world number 4 who has been one of her most vocal public believers, acknowledged it plainly after Madrid. Sometimes the scorelines are a problem.
And he is right.
A 6-2, 6-1 loss is not something you spin. You sit with it. You learn from it. You fix it. And then you look at what Alex did in the hours after that Madrid match ended. She posted on Instagram, not silence, not deflection. She wrote that she was grateful for her time in Madrid and that she would be back stronger. And then she made a decision that told you more about where her head is than any post-match interview could. She withdrew from the WTA 125 event in Catalonia that was scheduled the week before Rome. Those were ranking points available on the table, and she left them there. She chose rest. She chose recovery. She chose to arrive in Rome sharp instead of arriving tired and stretched thin from an extra week of matches. She did not retreat from the season. She edited it. She looked at the calendar and decided that Rome deserved her full attention and full energy, and that nothing else was worth compromising that. That kind of decision does not come from a player who is rattled. It comes from a player who knows exactly where she is going. So now here we are. May in Rome. The Foro Italico. The same clay that gave her one game 12 months ago. And she is walking back in with Tony Nadal's voice in her head and Rafael Nadal's adjustments in her serve and Joan Bosch's rebuilt movement patterns in her legs and 10 ranking points on the ledger and a Filipino nation that has cleared their schedules for the next 2 weeks. The Italian Open runs through May 17th. Roland Garros opens on May 24th. At the French Open, she has exactly 10 ranking points to defend as well, which means across the next 5 weeks, she is playing on 20 total points, and the entire upper half of the WTA rankings is sitting right in front of her like an open highway. A third round in Rome pushes her forward. A quarterfinal pulls her back toward her career high. A deeper run puts the top 32, which guarantees automatic seeding at Grand Slams, within genuine reach before she ever sets foot on the Paris clay. This is the window. This is the exact moment where everything she has built can start paying off in the one currency that matters on tour, ranking points that stick. But zoom out from the numbers for a second, because there is something happening here that is bigger than any ranking. A Filipina player, trained at the Academy of the King of Clay, wearing the fabric of her nation at the world's most prestigious sports ceremony, walking into a